So WPEngine is now owned by a private equity firm called Silver Lake. And it's become clear from reading comments on the internet that there's a lot of animosity towards private equity firms and how they handle these companies when they take them over. They kind of just like blaze through, bull in a china shop, profits uber all this kind of thing. And that is gross. There's no question about that. I'm sure there's some valid arguments to be made there. But there's no sense in conflating that with the behavior Matt is exhibiting here. And you also cannot ignore, for any reason, the effects that this has on the WordPress community. And I'm not talking about like people getting upset about it or feeling like, oh, I don't know what's going to happen next. That's all lame and squishy. I don't care about that. I care about the second order effects that directly harm people who use WordPress. I'm talking about people who are hosted on WPEngine right now not being able to update their sites or having to go through, like people now don't use FTP clients and manual zip files and stuff to update their stuff. Yeah, that's how we used to do it until like 2011. But that's a long time ago now. You can't expect everybody to do that. Most of the people no. Most of WPEngine's customer base not equipped to do this. And any hosting company for that matter. So it's that stuff that bothers me. Like Matt turning off or kicking WPEngine out of the WordPress repository means that none of those sites can receive updates on themes and plugins now. They can't get updates on those components until WPEngine institutes its own system to do so. So he's screwing with and punishing WPEngine, but the pain that an organization like WPEngine feels is small compared to the distributed pain felt by tons and tons of customers. It's wrong to do this. Now we're just scorched earthing the whole thing and just crushing the little guy out here. And, maybe it's the right thing to do in this situation. I don't have all the facts and the behind the scenes stuff, but I can't do that to the little guy. I can't do it. I cannot make users pay for my higher level problems that I get into. You just can't do it. God, you just can't do that. If you can keep the lights on for customers, I feel like you have to try everything in your power to do that. So maybe and others have pointed out that on a per investment dollar basis, WPEngine is massively outperforming Matt and his properties. I think there's a bunch of reasons for that. I mean, let's be honest. WPEngine started as a for-profit company, and Automatic was sort of this thing that evolved from this free open source thing, but into something that was a viable business that generated huge profits. But when you do that, when you lead with free or freemium, you end up with a whole lot of bloat that you got to kind of wrangle, which is going to require greater headcount, greater input, all this stuff. So you're already setting yourself up not to get as much yield on a per dollar investment basis when you operate that way. So this kind of feels like the 40 versus 4,000 thing too, like apples versus oranges. But, it's whatever. So maybe Matt is trying to, I think specifically regarding WooCommerce, I think he wants Pressable to be the de facto WooCommerce host. And that'd be good because having to deal with WooCommerce anywhere else probably sucks for all those providers. WooCommerce, a piece of crap, huge, bloated turd. It's one of my least favorite e-commerce plugins to work with, in fact. I prefer MemberPress and Easy Digital Downloads. That's just my 2 cents. MemberPress by far. So anyway, I think he's trying to get the hosting. He wants to be the main host for WooCommerce, and then the other phrase was headless WordPress. And I know that pretty much every initiative Matt has had since coming out with Gutenberg has been related to this idea of the headless WordPress. He's going to be able to get away from that. And I think that is probably coming. It's in the pipeline. And he wants to make sure the playing field is clear so that only he can sell that and reap all the initial run-up. And that's another point worth noting. The initial run-up of any big software product is huge, and it really determines the playing field for the next few years. So if you can get in first without any competition, I lived through this. It's just the facts. It's the way it is. Being first to market is so huge, so key. If I'm an investor, I definitely want you to be first to market with something big if possible. And this feels like that kind of situation to me. There's going to be a headless WordPress product coming, and Matt wants to make sure Pressable is the only one who can sell this initially. That's my guess. we'll see what happens, fam.